Okay, now we are. Okay, so anyway, started with the wrap, and they kind of got going. It works, like I said, it's been around since 2001, and it's kind of the growth of the company has been absolutely phenomenal. And it just has kind of skyrocketed. And again, like I said, with the boom of social media, they really latched onto that, and that has really kicked things into gear. But what actually do we do? What do we have? We have now around 40 natural products, but we don't just have the wrap, which most people think that we do. The beauty of this company and their products is that we have a huge variety of products for all ages and both genders. So you really have a huge market there. We have, see, I get nervous and then I forget what I'm going to talk about. So we have an amazing skincare line. We have an incredible lifestyle line of products that includes vitamins and supplements. We have a really, really awesome new natural weight loss program. We even have a healthy energy drink. We have a protein powder. We now even have essential oils. So we really have a huge variety of products that kind of hit on all levels. So you're not just marketing one specific product to just one tiny market. You actually you're opened up to a wide variety. And that makes selling these products a lot easier. The fact that they are made with wonderful ingredients and there's a lot of thought and love that go into the development of these products makes our life a lot easier because they really do kind of sell themselves. They're really incredible. But anyway, okay, so that's a little bit of the backstory. And
Trista.
Hi,
Good job,
Trista. Great. All right, so let's start with you guys. Good timing. Tristan and Elisha, tell us a little bit about you, how you got started, and your story.
You want me to do it?
You're good at it.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it very much, and I'd be glad to share our story. I've shared it a couple of times, and hopefully it comes across as making sense. This all started about 2 years ago. Trista and I, as she just said, just went Presidential Diamond. Which is a big accomplishment, and we're really excited about that. But this all started about 2 years ago when Trista decided that she wanted to be a loyal customer. She had heard about these crazy products. She had saw some posts about hair, skin, and nails, and at the time she was trying to grow her hair out. Unbeknownst to me, she had decided to buy this product, which is not very rare in our relationship that she buys something without me knowing about it. But anyway, she decided that she was going to buy hair, skin, and nails, and did so. Loved the product. And then while she was doing that, and again, she was a loyal customer of another Presidential Diamond in the company named Brittany Landrum. She began to follow Brittany on Facebook. She began to follow Brittany's posts and her journey with the company. And she never liked any of these posts. She never commented on any of these posts. But all the while, she was very intrigued and very curious of what It Works was all about. So she proposed the idea to me that she join this business. And a little backstory on us in the background, she was a pediatric nurse, a registered nurse. I was a firefighter, still am a firefighter. And we own a sports performance gym. We co-own a sports performance gym where we train athletes. And she brought this idea of joining It Works to me. And right away, I was immediately put off by the idea. I said, we're kind of living what we thought was the American dream. We weren't in a lot of need, and not to sound braggadocious or arrogant, but it wasn't something that we absolutely needed the extra money. So she brought the idea to me, and I said, no way. I said, this is a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, and we want nothing to do with it. So she respected my wishes and didn't join. Fast forward about how long would you say?
8 months.
Probably 8 months. About 8 months later, because Brittany Bartle, or Brittany Landrum now, had just went triple diamond and earned a $50,000 bonus. And Trista brought that $50,000 bonus to me on her Facebook post and kind of just held it up in my face. And I kind of rolled my eyes and I said, well, you've got my attention. So I listened to Trista again, her request to join the business. Again, I said, I'd rather you not, but I'll pray about it. So that night I went to bed, and the next morning I woke up and I decided, or the Lord helped me decide, that what kind of husband would I be if I didn't allow Trista to join? Even if it was for nothing more than just a really, really cool hobby where she maybe made some new friends. And if she got a little paycheck, even better. No expectations at all. Not to say that Trista would fail. I didn't think that she would 100% fail, but she'll be the first to admit that she's not a salesman. And you'll find out later that that's actually a good thing in this business. And so I thought, well, you know what? You're probably going to see it my way. You're going to end up buying a bunch of products, and you're going to pay for a business that I didn't want in the first place, and I'm going to hate it, and we're going to fight about it. That's how I thought it was going to go down. Fortunately for us, that's not how it went down. For a couple of weeks, she jumped into this thing full tilt, because probably for nothing else other than to prove me wrong. She had a couple of distributors on her team, started to sell some products, and really started to have a good time with it. I started to see a new level of confidence with her, neat new excitement, because I think that she had gotten into the day-to-day grind of corporate America and going to work at 8 in the morning and coming home at 5 in the evening or 6 in the evening, putting the kids to bed, and just really not enjoying her life. She liked her job, but she wasn't really getting the most out of it. And I started to see her get more out of life. This was something new and fresh, and she really enjoyed it. And so then she asked me to join and bring some of whatever I am to this whole deal. And I decided that I would do that. And if I did it, I was going to jump in with 2 feet. And that was after some hesitation, but I'll spare you the details on that. So I jumped in with 2 feet, and we really started to run with it. And I now see multi-level marketing, especially It Works Global, in a completely different light. It has been an opportunity that Trista saw, and now I see that has completely changed our life. I cannot explain how much that it's changed our life, but what we have now is time together, and that time together is what I say all the time. That is the most valuable form of currency that we can obtain. We can make money. Anybody can go make money, but we can't go make time. And this business is one thing that has enabled us and given us more time together. And that's a really, really neat thing. So that's a little bit about our story. Would you like to add anything to that?
No, just with talking about time, what he didn't say officially is that I was able to retire at the beginning of the year, and I've been a full-time stay-at-home mama since the beginning of the year, and it's been the biggest blessing ever.
Yeah. And I guess once we started to really go, that was our ultimate goal. And I think that was my ultimate goal before It Works ever entered our life. That's one reason I worked so hard, was to be able to retire Trista and to be able to bring her home to be with the kids and make the memories that some babysitters get to make. And I didn't want a babysitter making the most valuable memories with my kids. I wanted my wife to be able to make those memories. And ultimately, I want to make those memories with them. And this company, hands down, is going to enable us that opportunity. And we are really, really excited about what the future holds. And for anybody out there who's considering doing it, stop considering and just do it, because you will not be sorry. I can assure you of that.
Wonderful.
There you go. There's our story.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's shoot over to Mandy and Nick. They have a kind of a different way or different perspective here. Mandy was actually came from the corporate side of direct sales, and kind of came across It Works and kind of chose this company above some other companies that she was looking into. And I think it's actually a really, really interesting why she chose this company. So I'd love to hear, Mandy, if you would tell us a little bit about that, that would be wonderful. You're muted. You want me to unmute you? Okay, hang on.
I can unmute her. No.
Oh, we got it. Yeah.
There she is.
Okay.
Yay. Hi, Mandy.
Nick and Mandy.
Nice to see you. Hi.
Dang it, Nick, Mandy.
That's right. Hey, we'll try not to do this video sideways. How about that?
It was
Golly.
Your live video was really good.
great.
Do it upside down.
I know it. Hey, you got to get sideways sometimes in your life, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So like Jess said, I worked on the corporate side of the direct sales industry almost for 10 years. And I loved my job, but I think about a year into my journey, I quickly saw that the real opportunity was on the independent side. Stuck. So with feeling stuck, I would be working corporate in the direct sales industry for so long. That's where my skills and my experiences were. So what I was doing about March of 2015, because that's really when It Works kind of came full circle. And I had been watching the company for 4 years prior. I had met Mike Patillo. Some of you guys may recognize that name. I had met him when I was working in direct sales. He was a speaker. And I'd been Facebook friends with him for years. And then when he went to It Works, I remember thinking very specifically, what the heck is this guy doing? Like, why did he go to that wrap company? Like, that can't work. And I watched the company blow up year after year. And I'm like, dang, And then last spring, I was consulting and I was, as an employee, but not really an employee. We were launching direct sales for a brick and mortar health and wellness company. So while I was doing that, they had all kinds of weight loss products, health and wellness products, you name it. And I was taking them and they weren't working. And I was actually following a few It Works distributors because, Nick's from Anderson, Indiana. And so he and Eli actually were firemen together. And Trista and Jess were nurses at the pediatrician office that I had taken the boys when we lived in Indiana. Jess, I think, was probably the nurse that was at Gannon's very first doctor appointment that held him. So, I had known them, but like Trista and I didn't know each other super well, and Jess and I didn't know each other super well. But Nick's cousin had actually joined as a distributor under Trista and Eli. And so I had about 3 or 4 people reaching out to me wanting me to be a loyal customer or about the opportunity. And it's like, sorry, I can't, a conflict of interest, but I can be a customer. So I tried hair, skin, and nails. And then I think, I didn't know if it really worked until about 3 months in. And then all of a sudden, after enough people telling me how long my hair was getting and how thick my hair had gotten, I'm like, okay, this thing really does work. And it was funny because I had mentioned on an earlier video, in August is when I found out that the company I was consulting for was letting go of the direct sales team because they weren't pursuing direct sales anymore. But I had needed to lose like 10 pounds for vacation, like fast. So I'm like, well, shoot, I'll just try the ThermaFit and Fat Fighters. Like, I know we have something kind of similar, and then I lost like 10 pounds in like 12 days. Something crazy like that. And I was exercising and I was eating really healthy. And I was like, oh my gosh, holy smokes, these things work. So that's when I was really interested. And I kind of knew, how if things aren't right at work, I kind of knew something was going on. So my plan B was quickly formulating in my head. And I knew I wanted to work for It Works because they had the best compensation plan in the business, hands down. Like, my job in corporate, especially launching a new company, was to learn about all the companies out there, all the competition in health and wellness, know what their compensation plans were like, know what people are getting paid. And it is so not normal in the direct sales / network marketing industry to know as many people making a truly good income as It Works has. So I'm thinking, if their distributors are making money, then I want to be a part of that corporate team. So that was one of the things that really stood out about It Works, and the energy of the company, and the fact, that the people at the top level, like Mark, Cindy, Mike, all of them are really, truly good people. So when I found out that I didn't have a job, I reached out to It Works. Long story short, they offered me a job that required relocation, probably my dream job. But I decided I was done with corporate. I had talked the talk, but I never walked the walk. I said, be your own boss, be free, make your own schedule. But my family was always the ones making sacrifices. While I was getting on an airplane at 3 o'clock, leaving for the airport at 3 o'clock on a Monday morning, tucking my kids in at night, coming home on a Thursday, had a great week of loving what I do, but I missed so many things. And Gannon told me he was really sad because all the other kids got to go home and see their moms, and he thought about that and how he didn't. And that's when I knew I needed, to make a change and be home working. But I didn't think I could do it. So I just didn't. So when It Works offered me the job, I told Nick, I said, it sounds so crazy, but why don't I just build this on my own? I'm watching Tristan and Eli do it. I know they're going to be successful. Like, I know people can do this. Like, why not me? Like, I've been saying people can do this. Let's do it. So when deciding to go with It Works, there's no question. Like, I knew I could replace my corporate income in a few months, and I did. And it just, the compensation plan, you guys have no idea. Like, it's the best one out there. You have the opportunity to earn money quickly and make money quickly, make your own paycheck. I mean, it's just, there's no competition in terms of that. And then also what stands apart with It Works is when choosing a network marketing company, you don't want to pick a company that's very segmented. You don't want it to just cater to males or just cater to females. Or you don't want it to just, niche products are great for a while. Usually they'll fizzle in a few years. So you want to see something that has the big long-term picture. And that's why I wanted to be part of It Works, is because I knew that the growth continuum was going to go on for years and years and years. The health and wellness industry is the fastest growing industry out there, and that's not changing. Like, we live in that world now where health and wellness is super important to everybody. So, why not pick a company that's the focus? And, we don't just have a handful of products. We have 40. So we have like the perfect amount. That's one other thing to keep in mind. You don't want so many that you never can figure it out, but you don't just want one or two. And there's so many companies out there that are just focused on one or two products, which, It Works did start with that. But what you also have to remember is, statistically, out of 100 new direct sales companies, only one of them will make it. So It Works has made it, but they have so much growth ahead of them, and we have other countries that we're open in. So, in my opinion, having worked in the industry, there was no other option. If I were going to join, it was just going to be It Works, no questions asked. Do you want to add anything?
Not at all. That's good. My face looks like a hot tamale. God.
We went to the pool today.
Yeah, we worked for about 4 hours at the pool today, and I got fried. God.
Nikki, you look fantastic, buddy.
Back at you, brother.
Kiss
Love
you right on the lips.
Yeah. I might let you.
That'd be all right.
All right, so Mandy, while we have you, and since you're our guru, tell us a little bit about how we make money. How do It Works distributors actually bring in an income?
Okay. So there is this wonderful thing called the compensation plan, and we understand that there are some personality types that want to see all that in detail, and then for some I can't talk today. For some personality types, that's just way too much information. But there's different ways to make money. You're earning money, and you're going to get commissions paid monthly. So those commissions are coming from your team sales. So anything that you sell, anything that anybody that you bring into the business and they sell, or somebody that, you might bring in Sue might bring in Fred might bring in Sally, but anything that those people are selling, you get commissions of that. So that's one way to make money. The other way to make money is wrap cash. So wrap cash means the money that you make from selling a wrap. It Works is not an inventory-driven business, which is also beautiful because nobody wants to worry about taking a check that might bounce to the bank, so you don't have to worry about any of that. But we do suggest that you do have wraps on hand. That means, like, your friend calls you, she says she's going to the lake for the weekend, and oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I got a wrap for that. So you meet her, give her a wrap. She gives you the $25, wrap cash. You can sell as many wraps as that you want. Like, there's no quota on that. You can, sell one a week. You can sell 10 a week. That's completely up to you. And all that money is cash in your pocket. Fast start bonuses. I love fast start bonuses. Like, if you want a quick way to earn some money and a quick way to build your chart to where you're, shooting for the Ruby bonus, going for the diamond, the high five bonus, fast start bonuses will get you there. So I knew coming into this that when I started, I had to make money quick because I was the breadwinner of the family. I'm leaving that behind. And I knew that those $100 bonuses would get me where I needed to go. So I just put my eyes on those. So those just basically mean for every person that you help, and I look at it, we are helping people. Like, so many people out there need an extra income. Maybe it's $300 a month, or maybe they're miserable at their job that pays them well and want to come home to their kids. Like, everybody has a different need, and we get to help them with that. So every person that we help and they join us, when they get their first 2 customers in their first 30 days, we get a $100 bonus. And so that's what's beautiful about this. If you say, I want to help 5 people this week, you can get $500 in fast start bonuses. And those are paid every single Friday. So you can just really, in between your commissions that are paid monthly, you can be getting unlimited $100 bonuses on Fridays. And then residual income. So, I think we can talk about this a little bit. When we had our life-changing situation 11 weeks ago, and we lost our 11-year-old son. unbelievable. Don't wish it on anybody. Very difficult. We were not very present on social media with our business for quite a while. This is a business built on fun, built on adventure, and our lives were turned upside down, and we were still earning a paycheck. So, that doesn't go to say you can't walk away from your business and just expect it to pay you for years and years and years. But when you build a business in this industry, you literally, the building can go like this, like where you build and build and build, and then you become like a presidential ambassador diamond, black diamond. Things can happen. Like if something happens, it will take quite a while before those people, if they just up and left the business for whatever reason or got sick and were put in a hospital for months and months and months, life-changing circumstances, it would be quite a while before they would quit earning any money at all. So that's what residual income is. And I can kind of compare that to the insurance business. When an insurance agent, they sell a policy, those policies are renewed every single year unless somebody calls and cancels. So they are getting residual earnings on that. Like network marketing is the same. You get residual income because even though, you're building a team who's out there building a team, who's out there building a team. So one person can literally create an army, and you're coming into contact with thousands of people that you would never meet even if you tried. So that's what the beauty of this business is, and that's what residual income is. It's income that's coming in even if something happens and you're not able to focus on that business at the time. So did you want to add anything to that?
No, I mean, for 2 months, it was very hard for Mandy and I to do much of anything outside of grieve for the loss of our son. I don't want to take it down that road at all because this is a happy call and we're having a good time. But the residual income allowed us to do that. Whereas most other jobs, and whether it be corporate America or if I'm working at the car dealership changing oil, I would have had to been back to work. Mandy would have had to been back to work within probably 2 to 3 weeks. And having that residual income allowed us to take the time that we needed as a family together. And right when we felt that we were ready to go back, it was there. The business was there. The customers were there. And our upline, sidelines were all around to support us. And we went moving.
Yep. So again, amazing ways to make money. Commission, wrap cash, fast start bonuses, and you're getting that residual income. So I'll throw it back over to you, Jess.
Okay. And part of what contributes to that residual income is that we sign what we call loyal customers. And what that means is that preferably you have a customer that will sign up with you for at least 3 months at a time. You may think that like, oh gosh, that's a turnoff. It's actually a really, really great thing. What that does is that gives all of our customers a 40% off discount. That also gives them a 10% back in what we call perk points. Kind of like their own little bank account, where every time they make a purchase, they get money, 10% of their purchase put back in their little It Works bank account that they can use at any time to redeem towards other products. Customers really like that, obviously, because a lot of times you can get 2, sometimes even 3 months worth of products for the same price as one retail order. So it is actually a good thing to have that loyal customer program. It's kind of like a really great Costco membership. And what's awesome about that, obviously, is that you have that customer for at least 3 months, but then It Works also gives them incentives. After 3 months, they're going to get free shipping. At 6 months, they're going to get a $50 credit. At a year, they're going to get a $150 credit. And the beauty of that is that they can switch up their products each month. So if they sign up with you to buy, let's say, ThermoFit, next month, maybe they want to try something from our skincare line. And then maybe the third month, they want to try our protein powder. They can do that. There's no minimum price at all. They just are saying that they're going to order one product for 3 months, and it can change during those 3 months. But by doing that also, for the rest of their life, as long as they complete that 3 months, they are going to get, 40% off for the rest of their life. So even if they aren't actively ordering from you, 5-10 years from now, they want to come back and buy a box of wraps, or we have our buy one, get one wrap sale going on and they want to chime in and get some BOGO wraps, they're still going to get that discount. So we actually have a really good program, and it helps a lot with customer retention and, again, building that residual income, because you know that you are going to have that customer for at least 3 months. And then during that 3 months, you're going to continue to sign more loyal customers. So you're constantly increasing your income. Okay, so on that, we have something that's really, really helpful. I know starting out, you might think, I have no idea what I would even do. Where do you begin? How do I know what to do? And I was in your shoes completely, I promise you. And we'll tell you a little bit about our story too, but we wanted to kind of keep it going. So It Works gives us something called the Steps to Success, okay? This basically is a roadmap. This is something, there's no secret ingredient to becoming successful with this company that nobody's gonna tell you. They spell it out for you, basically. If you complete these steps month after month, or work on completing these steps month after month, you're going to continue to excel. You're going to continue to promote, and you're going to continue to grow your business and increase your pay. So really what the steps to success are, step one is join the party. That's join as a distributor. You pay $99 to become a distributor with It Works. That's it. Isn't that nuts? You can literally start your own business for $99. And so once you join the party, step two is just to find your first 4 loyal customers, which really is not difficult to do. If you reach out to your best friends, if you reach out to your family and let them know, hey, I'm starting a new business, I'm super excited, and I would love for you to be one of my first customers, and let me know what you think. So step two is just to get 4 loyal customers. What's awesome, like Mandy said, we get wrap cash. So for every 2 customers that you sign up, you get a wrap reward. And what that means is that you get a box of wraps for $25 that you can then turn around and sell those wraps for $25 each. So you can profit $75 off of every box of wraps. Crazy, right? And then step 3 is go Ruby. And we're going to talk a little bit, Trista's going to talk to us a little bit about what Ruby means. You'll hear about Ruby a lot with this company. Right now we have a $500 Ruby bonus that you can earn if you go Ruby within your first 60 days. Trista and Elisha did that. Andy and I did that as well. It's absolutely doable. It's not one of those far-fetched, oh yeah, right, but nobody really does it. Ruby is a big cornerstone of this company because Mark and Cindy knew that they needed an extra $500 a month, and that's kind of how they have centered the company around, is that $500 goal. Because for $500 a month, that's a life changer, and that's why we joined. We joined because we wanted an extra $500 a month. So that's our steps to success. That basically, they just spell it all out to you. This is what to work on every week, or this is what you should work on month after month, and you keep doing that, and you're golden. So Trista, talk to us a little bit more about that, about what Ruby is.
So Ruby is the cornerstone to the business. This is what it means to be Ruby, okay? This is what we call a Ruby chart. Okay, so this is you.
Trista, could you please move that chart so I can't see Eli at all?
There you go. So Ruby chart is here.
That's what she was doing. She was kind of moving me out of the screen,
I was trying to get him
which
out.
is about par for the course.
Shut up. Okay. So what Ruby means is essentially you have 5 people on your team. Okay. So you call your 2 best friends. This is what I did. I called my 2 best friends, my husband, another girl I worked with, and her husband. And that was my Ruby chart. So you just call people that you're super, super excited about, that need this, that want this, and you get them on board. So you have 3 distributors on your top line, and then one of them has 2 people under them. So essentially 5 people on your team. This is super doable, and they give you 2 months to do it to get the bonus. You can go Ruby whenever you want. If you don't get the bonus, that doesn't mean anything. This company is amazing, and it's not going anywhere. So even if it takes you a little bit longer, the residual income will still pay off. So, but the awesome part about Ruby is because Mark and Cindy knew that $500 a month would change people's lives, the entire compensation plan is built around building Rubies. So you are not by yourself. You have a team there to help you. You are there to help your team go Ruby. I mean, essentially, if you go Diamond, you have 3 Rubies under you. So you've just taught 3 people how to go Ruby, and you're a Diamond. And right now there's a $5,000 bonus for doing that. So if you go Ambassador Diamond, you've helped 54 people do this chart. That's all that means. So it doesn't matter what rank you are helping people do this step right here. Just go Ruby. Get that $500 a month, because that's what is life-changing for people. So it's super simple. Every single time you promote, you're just helping more people go Ruby.
And I would say this, as far as the charting goes, for any potential out there, don't become overwhelmed by looking at that chart. Don't let that chart scare you away. And here's why. Because unlike any other multi-level marketing company, at least that I know of, our upline and our team system is unbelievable. So you'll have someone there to guide you through every single step of the way. It's not nearly as overwhelming as what a chart might look. So don't let that deter you. That chart, don't allow that to be overwhelming.
Charting's simple. You have amazing upline.
You can ask me any day.
Right.
All right. That's perfect. Okay. So many of you who probably follow us on Facebook or whatnot will hear us talk all the time about how much of a family atmosphere at Works is, and the friendship and the fun. So I thought maybe Nick could talk to us a little bit about that, kind of, what we mean by that.
Absolutely. First off, I think with Mandy and I, Tristan, Eli, Jess and Andy, and a lot of other folks here within our team, we want it to be a family affair. We want the kids involved. So if we go to a potential distributor meeting, we're going to bring the kids along, and we're going to make the best of it. I think that's the reason why, at least for Mandy and I, the reason why we joined It Works is because we wanted to own our own time, and we wanted more time with our friends and family. And the one thing that I want to point out tonight,
There you go. Come back.
with like-minded people that are going in the same direction as you are, we're all going to go to the top together. And I think the best way that we can do that is through having our families involved and having a team that loves you, cares about you, and supports you no matter what you're going through in life. And it's something you don't see every day, and you don't see with many companies at all. And that is what is so attractive about It Works.
Yeah, and I think too that there's not really competition. I mean,
No.
I think what you notice with other companies is, and it's not a bad thing necessarily, because a lot of times they'll put statistics up and recognize people for their volume, and there is some recognition. There is some recognition.
Dude, we are having technical
Yes.
difficulties with everything today.
There's an earthquake in Casey.
Yes.
Oh, no kidding. It must be that rocking chair that's rocking
Yeah.
too much, right?
There is that recognition, but it's not a malicious. It's nothing. I mean, you want the best for your sidelines, and when we say the term sidelines, that means somebody that's in this business that's not on your team. It's not in your upline, not in your downline. They may be another member, like on somebody else's team within your team, but there's just not that competition. I mean, it's not saying it never happens, but that is the norm with other network marketing companies, and we don't see a lot of that here, because everybody truly wants the best for everybody, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, and just one more thing too. Since we are focused mainly, we're a social media focused business, right? Whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I see Trista and Eli and Andy and Jess and other folks much more now than I did when I lived 5 miles from them. So just because you think that it's a social media driven business, that doesn't mean that you don't connect in person. And that's where that family, friendship, and freedom come into play.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that was just perfectly said. And going back to what Mandy was talking about the competition, if there is any, it's just to make sure that everybody is running to their maximum ability. That's
Right.
the only reason there would be any competition at all. I heard something the other day. Actually, Tristan and I were in the car listening to something motivational. It was very good. They were talking about some sprinters. And if I'm the fastest sprinter in my group and I know it, my time is not going to get any better. But when I surround myself with sprinters who are faster than me, I may get beat, but my time will be the best that I've ever had it be before. So the competition is just so that everybody on our team runs their very best time, so to speak. So it's definitely one team, one mission, and it's definitely everybody wanting the prize for everyone else. It's unlike any other thing that I've ever been a part of. So
I agree completely. All right. So many questions that I get a lot of times are for guys. We do have a lot of guys that join this business on their own. I'd say the majority will join with a spouse. So something I wanted to ask you three guys is, because all three of you have a very different approach to how you work the business. So I'd love to hear kind of what your contribution is, so to speak.
I want to hear from Andy.
All right.
Thanks, Eli. I appreciate you bringing me into the conversation. I just been watching all these fun little squares of people doing all kinds of crazy things on their phone.
Well, you're always worth the listen, so I'm anxious.
My role is, I see it as a kind of the assistant coach, so to speak, for Jessica. When we first got started, I have a job that keeps me very busy, and often have to kind of be the head coach. And it's kind of nice sometimes to help her sort of from behind the scenes. Right away when she started going with this company, things got a little bit busy. She was going at a fast pace, and suddenly she had lots and lots of people that she was trying to keep track of, and they all have phone numbers and email addresses and customer numbers and all sorts of other things. So I kind of started helping her out just with some office things, getting an Excel database set up and some things of that nature. I also try to give her some advice both on, making presentations to people and also on the leadership of her team. She doesn't always listen, which is okay, because we are two different people with two different leadership styles.
I do listen.
But I feel like I have something to offer her when, she's talking about struggles with what she's going through, or she's talking about communication with her team. And those are things that I have a little bit of experience with, and I think I can offer her some support from that. One big thing that I do is really just, this sounds like it's not a big deal, but I think for some people it makes them uncomfortable, but I allow Jess to tag me on all of her posts on Facebook. At first, it was something I was a little bit hesitant to do. I like a lot of people that were out there don't really like or didn't think it was a good idea to have people using my Facebook account or her using her Facebook account for this purpose. But it didn't take long to realize that I'm not really worried that much about what people think about my Facebook account as far as how I use it. And honestly, it has really improved the way that I view social media, and I think it really has helped, because when Jessica tags me on her post, that obviously means that her messages and our messages are getting out to nothing you do.
And my friends on Facebook that we really haven't even touched. And that is huge with social media, because Mandy has, how many friends do you have on Facebook?
Like 2,300.
The 2,300. I have 1,200 friends on Facebook, so not near the following that she does, but we only have 400 and some mutual friends. So that means that there's almost 600 people that we haven't touched. We haven't messaged. So there's a huge opportunity there now. And that pretty much sums up what I do right now. But I think, guys, the biggest thing that we can do right now is support our spouse. If you're a single guy out there, do not be afraid.
We're losing people right and left, dude.
We're back.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's
Jess
going
and Andy are back. We got them. Andy, was there anything else you wanted to say?
I just want to say the other thing is that sometimes it's just the little things as far as, helping out, watching the kids when she was first starting to go to launch parties or team meetings and attending those team meetings with her to show support, as I know Nick was starting to say, smiling for those pictures and just doing those things. I mean, wearing the shirts out. I'm proud to say that I'm back on the horse and going to the gym, and I'll throw my It Works t-shirt on and wear it to the gym and possibly strike up some conversations that way. So a lot of little things that we can do, even if I'm not out in the very front, with her when she's on the mission. A lot of times my role kind of comes from behind the scenes a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that oftentimes something that guys can do, and you kind of have to set your pride down a little bit at first in order to make this happen. But just ask your spouse, what is it that I can do to maybe lighten the load for you? And they may say nothing, and they may say, you know what, you could make me a spreadsheet, or you could post a couple of times throughout the day. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
His Instagram is
Your face is frozen, but we can hear you.
Well, my Instagram decided to pop up. Guys, I will tell you this. We never have this kind of technical difficulty when it comes to Zoom, so I certainly do apologize. I'm not sure what's going on tonight, but I will continue to talk here.
There you go.
As far as my role goes, and like Nick hit on before, his face froze like a statue. The ultimate thing, the number one thing, is simply supporting your spouse. And that goes both ways. It's not just the male supporting the female. It's the wife supporting the husband in his endeavor as well. I would say that I'm a little bit more hands-on than a lot of the guys are. And there is nothing wrong with the guys who are a little less hands-on than I am. But as far as my role, I would say my role pretty much is essentially the same as Trista, other than her knowing the intricacies of the business. She's much better at charting and much better at a couple of the other hidden things that you guys would learn about down the road. But I'm not afraid to post on Facebook. And I would say my primary role right now, as far as the growth of our business and the growth of our following, is hands down Instagram. I build our Instagram following, and I do the majority of our face-to-face interaction when it comes to blitzing. Not necessarily when it comes to, we always do our wrap parties together, and you guys will learn more about wrap parties as you move along in your journey. But I'd say our roles are pretty similar. Just one of the things that I've really put my hands on is the Instagram, and I'm not afraid to blitz. I really enjoy presenting this opportunity to people, and that's genuinely how you have to look at this. It's not a sales position. You are sharing opportunity. You are sharing freedom with people, and everyone in the world desires that. And that's kind of my role, is I love to share that opportunity with people. So as a male, do not feel like there's a specific role that you have to fall into, because there's not. Just make sure you guys run it as a business, and you talk to one another as business partners, and you decide how to make one another's lives a little bit easier and actually maximize what this business can bring to your household. Because it's definitely really, really neat when it all comes together.
Perfect. Okay. So I thought that we could quickly just talk about some common questions that we get, or worries that we often hear from people that are thinking about maybe jumping into It Works, but are a little bit hesitant about it. So Mandy, this one's for you. So I hear this all the time. Well, my family or my friends tell me that I shouldn't join this because it's a pyramid scheme. What do you say? You're muted again.
You're muted.
There you go.
People are going to think we're not professionals.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm on. So this one's really tough for me, because when I hear this, it's just a statement of not being educated on the matter at hand. Pyramid schemes are so illegal. There's no tolerance for it. So if there's a company that comes out and they're found to have had a pyramid scheme, chances are it was thrown together quickly. They didn't have any experts that were figuring things out. I mean, there are some very rigid guidelines that go into play when creating a compensation structure to make sure it is not a pyramid scheme. But a pyramid scheme means you can't earn more than the person ahead of you. With It Works, you can jump that person that brought you in in a week, 2 weeks, next month, whatever it is. So there is a pyramid scheme. If somebody says it's a pyramid scheme, Those are very illegal. And, you know, one thing that you have to remember is if you're working in the corporate world, the CEO of the company is going to make a heck of a lot more than that person that comes in with an entry-level hourly wage. And that person, to get to that CEO level, might take them 30 years. It can happen, but it might take them 30 years. You can get to the top level of this company in a matter of months. So when somebody says it's a pyramid scheme, like, it's really hard. Just say it with a smile. It's very illegal. Like,
you're ignorant.
Now, but it's a very uneducated statement. So pyramid schemes, like those companies get closed down. And It Works is not one of those companies. We've been around 16 years, very accredited by the peers in the industry. So it's illegal. It doesn't happen. It Works is not a pyramid scheme.
Perfect. All right, Trista, when somebody asks, is the market too saturated? Are there too many distributors?
So there are only 140,000 active distributors. That was the last number that we heard. When you look at companies like Mary Kay, Avon, there's 6 million distributors for those companies. So I run into people every single day who still don't know what It Works is. Actually, Elisha's high school, there's like 19 or 25 diamonds or above just from his high school. We came into the ball game kind of late, and we're still able to get to Presidential Diamond. There are just so many people out there that need the products, want the business. That's silly too. It's a silly concern.
Yep. We're also in like 21 countries now, and still just a little over 100,000 distributors. We're like ground level still, like teeny tiny bits. Something that I hear enough is, I don't think I know enough people, or we'll say, I don't really use social media very much. I'm not on Facebook very often. I don't think I'd be very good at this. You'd be surprised how many people that you know. There's actually a tool that we have, and It Works, called a memory jogger and a 100s list. And it just kind of gets you thinking about all the people that you really, really do know. It would blow your mind. But the beauty of this is, back in the day when social media wasn't around, if you were selling Tupperware, that would be a concern, because like Trista and I were nurses together. You're focused on that tiny little group of people that I'm going to reach out to my friends and my close family. And that was basically your market. Well, now with social media, you're open to an entire world. So especially now with Instagram, you can have customers and distributors on your team or buying from you from many, many other countries. So even if you feel like you personally don't have a big friends group, that's not really a concern now with social media, because you're wide open there. And we even will teach you kind of how to expand that market. We'll teach you how to, because at some point, like with me, I've been in for a year now. If I was not adding Facebook friends, I'd be talking to the same people every day. So we teach you how to expand your market a little bit with that. But that's also been great for me, because I joined this company because I did not want to have to go have parties every night for me to be successful. I wanted to really use that social media aspect so that I could work my business from my home with my kids. And I've been able to do that by just growing my market and making sure I'm consistent with posting every single day. So again, that's not really a huge concern, because even if you have a couple friends that sell, Trista and I actually work or did, not much anymore, but in an office with 3 other It Works distributors, and 4 of those 5 are diamonds and above. So you can work in the same tiny little pediatric office and still be successful, because you're not really reaching those same people. We might have a couple mutual friends on Facebook, but the vast majority of our friends are going to be non-mutual friends. So you're wide open, really. I mean, the fact that social media came into the direct marketing world has really been a game changer. Okay, so Andy, when somebody says that their spouse isn't supportive of this, they don't want them to sign up, what do they do?
I think the first thing is to be patient. I think you heard from both other guys and myself too. When Jessica first came to me and said, "Hey, I want to do this," I said, "No, no, we're not doing this. That's ridiculous." But with a little bit of convincing and a little bit of patience, she was able to show me some of the important things about it that helped me make my decision that this was something we wanted to try. I was on one of the team pages one day, and I normally don't don't say much on those team pages, but there was someone that put out a question that said, my spouse just can't seem to get on board, and I'm considering just signing up without him knowing. And my suggestion to anybody out there who might be watching tonight who's thinking about doing that, I would really advise against that. You definitely don't want your first step in this company to be based on deception. And I'm going to tell you, there are lots of great days that we've had and lots of awesome celebrations, but there's also been some tough times, and there's a lot of work, and there's a lot of times you need someone to talk to. And if you've got a spouse or significant other, you're going to need them at some point. So I would recommend that instead you take some time, talk to the person maybe who's presented this idea to you, ask them to sit down for 15 or 20 minutes just to talk about it. Find out what they're interested in. Are they interested in the products? Are they interested in the business? There's some really basic information. What I personally liked about it and what made it easy for me to be supportive is I really didn't feel like it was a risk. I didn't have to put in $5,000 and there was a chance I'd get none of it back. It was $99, and Jessica convinced me that with the stuff she got and the wraps she got, she could make that back within a week or two. And I thought, well, we've got nothing to lose. And again, right now, my only regret is that we didn't start sooner. The other thing, again, when you think about it that way, and I'll be honest with you, when we stood right there in my kitchen and Jess said she wanted to spend that $100, we were on a pretty tight get out of debt plan. And we had really just kind of started making some ground on it. And I was really proud that we were watching our money. And of course, she wants to come and spend this $100. And, but you think about the different ways that you can spend $100. You can go play a round of golf, or, grab pizza and beers, or
go to Target for 13 seconds.
That is a talent that you have, yes. So, but that might be another thing that kind of, when you think about what you're putting in for $99 and the humongous vast opportunity that you have. And again, when they talk about an opportunity to change your life, that is not being cliche. And I've seen that firsthand. So I would encourage you, have them talk to somebody like me. Give me a call, shoot me a message. I'd love to sit down and talk about all of the fears that I had and all the concerns I had going into and how all that has kind of come full circle.
That's something important to know is that when you do join It Works for $99, they give you the tools in your kit, which is a box of 4 wraps that you are able to sell immediately to make your money right back. So if you buy a box of wraps, you can sell those for $25 a piece. So right there, bam, you've made your money back. It's a no-risk investment. Okay, so Elisha, you'd be good for this one. So I'm really nervous, or I'm not a salesman. I'm afraid of what other people are going to think of me. I just don't know. I'm just hesitant. What do you say to those people that are just real nervous about getting started?
Sure. The first thing I always hear whenever Tristan and I have a meeting about that with a potential distributor is, thank goodness you're not a salesman. Because Trista wasn't either, and she has been very, very successful. And the one thing when you're not a salesman, or you don't have any experience in sales, is that you don't have any preconceived or pre-constructed notions or pre-constructed characteristics. You're able to be trained kind of in the ways that it works, and that culture is explosive. It's very electric. And when you get that placed inside of you, and that when that becomes part of you, then you're not a salesman. You are a sharer. There again, you're not just sharing these products. You're not selling products. You are sharing opportunity. A second ago, and this is kind of to go back to what Andy was just talking about, I want everybody out there to know, Tristan and I, we just promoted to a really cool rank, and we're able to do some things now that are really neat. But that wasn't always the case. Before we ever joined this company, I would not say that I was a skeptic. I would say that I was a hater. And I mean that sincerely, and I don't say that with shame. I say that because I was ignorant as to what this company was. I knew what I thought multi-level marketing was, and there again, I thought that it were those pyramid schemes. But I was ignorant to what this company was. And when she was able to show me a little bit more of the culture and who was really at the top of this business, It was very, very hard for me to be a hater anymore. It was very, very difficult for me to be skeptical. And I have 100% fallen in love with not what this has done for our family, but what this business is truly all about. I have fallen in love with the It Works culture. But going back to the question at hand, which was, what do I tell those people? I encourage them to know that you will not have to do this all by yourself. There again, like we said earlier, this is 100% team oriented. If you are hesitant, we will help you through that hesitancy. We will help you develop the skills necessary in order to be successful. Jess, you talked about social media earlier and how we will help you build your following. Not only will we help you build your following, we will help you know how to communicate with the following that you do have. We will help you learn how to build relationships with people through the use of social media, because It Works is doing that like no other business out there. And that goes to the top again. They have trained us very well on how to go about sharing our adventure and sharing our love for the products and our love for the business and our love for the opportunity. So don't be hesitant in your abilities. Don't doubt your abilities, because really the process is pretty foolproof. As long as you are willing to be consistent and do it with energy, you will be successful. I tell people all of the time, the only difference between Trista and I and other people that don't quite make it is that we didn't quit. That is genuinely the difference. We had people that joined at the same time that we thought had great potential. We didn't quit and they did, and now Trista's retired and we're making a hefty paycheck and we're able to do some things that we never would have been able to do otherwise, and it's all because we didn't quit. So don't allow your doubt in yourself or your ability to succeed to stop you from stepping outside of your comfort zone and making a change in your life and in your family's future.
That's
He
perfect.
still only kind of answered the question. But
That's perfect. He did good. It's okay.
Thank you.
So going back, Andy and I didn't really get to, I kind of skipped over our part of our story. So how we got started quickly was, again, I was a nurse with Trista, and I actually was a mascara girl for a while. I sold mascara, and I thought I was just doing great, and I didn't need anything else in my life. And Trista joined It Works and was doing really well very quickly. And it really I just watched her for a while. I just thought, what the heck is going on? And so she posted one day about it being the last day for a $500 bonus that month. And honestly, I hadn't given it a whole lot of thought, but something in me just thought, damn it, I need to do this. Like, I should just do it. Why not? Andy would just die if I got a $500 bonus. He would love it. So I thought, hey, why not? So I asked him, he's like, his answer eventually to me was, you spend worse than that at Target. So fine. After he kind of, made a fuss for a little while. So I did. And I thought, and I told Trista, I was like, well, this would kind of just be, I'll just see kind of thing. And honestly, by the following morning, I had the bug. I was watching some videos and looking on some team pages and thought, holy moly, these people are gung-ho, and they're like really kind to each other, and they're really helpful, and started looking at the compensation plan and looking at all these charts and thinking like, whoa, like if I just put in a little bit of effort here, then I could probably be making $500 a month here real soon. And that's what happened. We got that $500 bonus for both of us. I earned the first It Works cruise in my first month, and we got to Diamond by Christmas, and then conference came around and they announced some big fat bonuses, and I just got my booty to work, and over a 2-month period, we got $130,000 in bonuses, right? Mind blown. And honestly, like and we talk a lot about events. Events will completely change how you think of this business, and that's what happened. I got there in this room of thousands of people, of like-minded, excited, animated people that are dreaming, and they're going for their goals, and they don't care that they don't have to, show up for work for a 9 to 5. Like, it's okay that you're able to do this from your cell phone, no matter what society thinks. And everybody, and they're doing it. And I was so inspired by that. And I left conference and thought, it's on. Like, it is on. This is going to be amazing. There's nothing that we can't do. And our kids are worth it. Our family's worth it. And we have paid off an enormous amount of debt. We have, I think now, like, we just dream, and we dream big, and we're excited about our future and what lies ahead for us. And, you know, it never would have happened without Tristan and Elisha, you know, saying yes. So that's how it happens. You know, you get to the point where you feel like you have had a hand in, you know, helping somebody, and, you know, they did that for us, and we're excited to do that for you. If we can help you and help your family get to a good place financially, or whether it's time, you know, now I'm able to be home with my kids 99% of the time. I'm a stay-at-home mom, work-at-home mom, and a when I want to go to work nurse, and that's perfect for us. So it's been life-changing. Honestly, that's all I can say, is that if it's in your heart and it's just tugging at you that maybe this is an opportunity that you feel like you want to be a part of, woo, there goes Murphy. Just do it. I mean, what do you have to lose? Honestly, what do you have to lose? All right, sorry guys, I get on a rampage. All right, so let's answer some questions. Does anybody have any questions that we did not hit on, or any of you guys that are distributors, anything that we skipped over that we need to talk about? Feel free to speak it or type it out, and we'd be happy to answer it for you. Oh, no, that's not.
There's somebody out there. I say this every time. I know there's somebody out there who's dying to ask a question, but they just won't. Right now is the time. Truly, step outside your comfort zone. Raise your hand, and you won't get yelled at. Raise your hand and type a question in there. Do not leave this meeting without having any question that you have answered, because we are dying to answer them for you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm already a distributor. I signed in April. I'm close to Ruby, not yet. I didn't make my Ruby bonus, but I have a husband who is not supportive at all. Like, literally cusses me, telling me that he's going to divorce me. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. And I'm really good. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, I am. Like, I've made it. Like, I've got 9 distributors underneath me, almost 30 loyal customers. My distributors aren't working. Like, it's been me doing all the work. So I'm thinking maybe I do need to, like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and he works. He just got home at like 7 this evening. As soon as he got home, he was griping about me being on my phone. And I mean, I just don't know what to do. How long does it take? How long is it going to take him to? And I wanted him to join in and watch.
Yeah.
You know, and be like,
Is he one of your distributors?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Because I put him under me.
Okay,
know.
yes. Well, same thing here. Same here. I work it for both of us. I think the key is to make sure that you are including him, and to not feel like, I know for a lot of us, we will have set times where we will have, you know, office time, and we'll have family time, you know, making sure that you're not on your phone all the time, being intentional with when you are on your phone. You know, what's your schedule? You know, what are you doing when you're getting on Facebook? You know, a lot of us can get on and just endlessly scroll through Facebook and claim that we're working when we're really doing nothing but scrolling through Facebook, and it takes a lot of time. So being intentional with exactly what you're doing and letting him know what you're doing, I think, is important. You know, I think for, you know, Andy, when I first started, he would say to me, you know, like, can you get off your phone for a little while and just, you know, pay attention to me? So, and then that was it. Like, I was just, you know, just looking at stuff. So you have to be intentional with what you're doing and spending your time, but making sure you're also, you know, you're doing this for your family. You know, I'm doing this for us and our kids.
Yes.
So they deserve that time too. But I think when we got to the point where he understood what I was doing, or, you know, there was a certain hour or whatever that night that there's a lot of people on social media during that hour. So it was important for me to be on there answering questions or, you know, whatever. So I think communication is key. What do you say to that?
Yeah, and I would say that, first of all, be patient. But he's probably feeling that way because he doesn't understand. And again, what Jessica just kind of said, I would get frustrated. Get off your damn phone, you know, or like
You're
the kids.
It nicely.
the kids would be, you know, in the other room, and it was just I saw it as her just aimlessly passing time on the phone until I really started to understand what she was doing and how intentional she was being. And she was looking up volumes, and she was doing all sorts of other things that were important. And I'll be also honest with you, it made it difficult for me to say a whole lot when money started coming in. I mean, to be real honest with you, at first it's a little bit of a grind because you're putting in some time and you're taking some risks, and sometimes it takes a little bit to get going. It's a lot easier to be supportive once you start seeing, some of those.
That's very common. I hear that very frequently. And I think for a lot of guys, they aren't really on board until they do start seeing that big money come in, and then it's like, oh, well, okay, well.
Hey, how can I help?
What can I? What do you need from me?
Oh God, I hear him opening the door.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Bonnie, you raised your hand. Did you have a question?
I think she typed one.
If she did.
Yeah. I can't get to it, but.
I don't see anything on there.
I want to say something really quick about the other question. I know something that would have, this is Tristan, right?
Yes.
I know one thing that would have went a long way for me is, your lines of communication in marriage are very, very important. And I think that you going about it and saying, hey, I'd really like to share more with you about what I'm doing. Maybe on, so to speak, Wednesday morning, I'd love to sit down and have a chat with you and share with you exactly what I'm trying to do and exactly where I think this company can take us. I don't want it to, create a wedge between us. You're obviously my number one priority, and our marriage is my number one priority.
Mm-hmm.
No, she got kicked off.
Jess kicked off. So there was another question, though. I think it had something to do with a 90-day challenge.
Yeah. Bonnie, can you unmute yourself and ask it?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I was just wondering, with the 90-day challenge, I've been trying to do that a lot with clients and people that I know from Facebook or whatever. And it's working out pretty good. But is it better to go down that route first, the 90-day challenge? Or should I how do you promote the distributor? I mean, it's just a hard thing for me to.
It is. And almost every single person that I talk to about products, I ask them, are you interested in making an income while you try the products? If they say no, fine. We leave it at that. But, actually, Brittany Lander, the person I signed under, and Aaron Tweed, they're both, Aaron's an ambassador now. They approached Alyssa Villieu about trying one product, and Alyssa presented them with the business opportunity, and they both took her up on it. So I do think it's important to just throw it out there and say, hey, while you're trying the products, are you interested in making a little extra income while you're at it? If they say no, that's totally fine. They may be 5 months down the road, 6 months down the road. But if they say no, great. Well, then let's get you set up on some products that are going to be great for you. What are your goals? Are you looking to lose weight? Do you want to, have energy, or what are you after? But I ask, just because you never know. Some people don't even they don't even think about it. They don't even know that opportunity is maybe there. So if they're interested in a product, I always ask them. But if they say no, then that's totally fine too. We'll just go with products.
And people always ask, they say, well, what's the difference in being a loyal customer and being a distributor? And I tell them the only difference is and when you're a distributor, you own your own business. You pay the exact same price for product. You pay the exact same price that any other loyal customer does when you're a distributor. You just have the opportunity, like Trista said, to make a paycheck and to change your life financially, not just with products. And there's no one out there who doesn't yearn for a little bit better financial status. And now there again, that doesn't mean that you have to go that way. And if they don't, that's okay. Like Trista said, she leaves it alone. But you never know what opportunity someone might need, so you're doing them a disservice if you at least don't offer the opportunity and let them make that decision.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. And also on your social media, post for distributors. If you're needing distributors or you're wanting to have a distributor, share your journey, share the opportunity, not just before and afters and products, but share for distributors and get that opportunity out there, because there are people watching and there are people who are going to bite. That's for sure.
Another question real quick. Do you guys think that Instagram, because I'm more of a Facebook person, do you all think Instagram is even more important?
Well, it's important to learn it and grow it. But if Facebook, you're good at Facebook, I'm really good at Facebook. So I do a lot of Facebook. So I do what I'm good at while I learn something else. While I build my Instagram and while I learn Instagram, I'm working Facebook. Yes, I am starting to get a good following on Instagram. It's an incredible market. The market is actually a little bit bigger on Instagram than it is Facebook. So it is a big time thing. But if you're good at Facebook, do Facebook while you grow your Instagram. Don't just, neglect what you're good at for something that you have to learn, because they are different. You have to learn Instagram if you're not used to it. So it is a great market though to get into, but don't neglect what you're good at.
Don't neglect any of the forms of introduction. And the one that we don't talk about enough, and I know Mandy can speak on this, and it's the one that I could not talk enough about, is face-to-face interaction. There is no way that you can express emotion like you can face-to-face. I can express how amazing this opportunity is through facial expression and voice inflection and contact like no other tool out there. Facebook is great. Instagram is great. Those things are wonderful. But what we have to remember is at any given point, those things could be taken away from us as distributors. They really could be. So we have to make sure that we remember what is so soul promoting and so engaging, and that is face-to-face interaction. We have to be willing to talk to people about it too. So just building all different forms of introduction and all different tools, I think, is super, super important.
Thank you.
Anybody have any other questions?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a distributor yet.
Welcome.
But what's the next? So you sign up, you pay your $99. What's the very next thing that happens between you, your enroller? What's the very first thing that you do?
So
Great question.
Go ahead, Trista.
Yeah. So when you sign up, you would get, I think almost everybody on the team sends a welcome email. In that email, it will tell you everything you need to know. It'll tell you, it'll give you YouTube videos to watch for some training. It tells you where to go on your eSuite or like your back office that you get. There's training videos on there. It'll tell you how to get to those. It'll give you ideas for your first few posts on Facebook. You'll get added to the team pages. There's 4 team pages that you'll be added to. But you can go there to get ideas, to get, kind of what do I do to get started. We would do what's called a launch party. So we would come, you would invite your friends and family. We would come, we do all the work. We just, we tell them about the products, tell them about the business, just kind of go over everything. It's good for you because you can hear it, you can learn it. You hear about all the products. I need to hear it in order to learn. So that was super helpful for me. But after that, you will have all the resources you need. You just have to be excited about it and start talking to people and start posting about it. That is the biggest, number one thing I can say is just be excited and start telling people about it.
You should be excited about it too.
Because it genuinely, you have your hands on something that can completely change your life.
Absolutely.
And that's freaking awesome. So start telling people about it is the number one thing to do. Is just get started. You're not going to know everything. Totally fine. Nobody does.
Absolutely.
You just get started.
Yeah. I couldn't say it any better.
But you will have, we have weekly Teams Zooms where we do this, where we'll do a newbie to Ruby Zoom, or we just do random Zooms, but we do them at least every other week, sometimes every week. So you're never on your own. We also have indie team meetings once a month, and we have local, Pendleton, Noblesville area meetings once every couple months. So you have an incredible support system when you start.
Absolutely. And if you're a potential out there who's interested in joining this team specifically, I don't say it just because it's us or because it's Jess or because it's Nick and Mandy or whoever it is in our team. You will be joining the team that is the most accessible as far as leadership goes. You would be amazed at how many times we get text messages at 2 a.m. and we will respond to those. We are here to help in any way that we can. There is nothing that brings more joy to us than to watch our team members, the people that are on our team, succeed. It is definitely cooler than even us succeeding. And I know you don't know me from Adam, but it truly is the neatest feeling to watch people achieve goals and to move to different places in their lives that they didn't otherwise think were possible. So we are willing to do whatever it takes to help people advance in the business and advance in life. And I mean that with 100% honesty.
It's true. You should do it, girl. Totally do it.
Do it. Question about the email.
Yeah.
Okay, where I'm getting distributors, I haven't sent them an email. Email. See,
it's a great tool. It hasn't been out there that long. I uploaded it into the team page maybe 2 months
it's
ago.
something you can upload.
Yeah,
it's
it's on our team page. So on Facebook, who's your one?
Ashley Renau.
Okay.
Are
you?
I got. Okay, I think it was on her page to come to your all Zoom. I'm pretty sure that's why I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or let's see, Brooke, Jared, Gerard, however you say her last name.
Okay.
Well, we're glad that you're on our Zoom, even if
no matter how you're here, that's great. But
Ashley Renau, you know Ashley Renau.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is she not on y'all's?
She's not, but it's fine.
Well, I didn't.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, we can totally get you an email. That's totally fine. My name is not Eli. Trista Marshall. Text me or send me a message and I'll get you the email that we send out.
Thank you, because
absolutely.
a lot of my distributors have not been working at all, and I'm just like,
I think a lot of people don't know what to do, and so they just do nothing.
And it's overwhelming for them. I know, and that's why I feel like I've done all the work. But if all of my distributors would work, I mean, I could really have blossomed big. But like they say, don't expect them to do anything. You do it.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing.
At the end of the day, it's your business. But I totally
But
get
you get what I mean.
Yeah.
If my distributors underneath me I feel like maybe I'm not doing. I haven't had a launch party. I just have Facebooked them and told them what to do or talked to them on the phone. Or I don't have the right tools apparently to be telling my distributors what to do, and I feel like it's my fault. We may have just tell them to go to those team pages, but maybe that's not enough for them, And I live in Tazewell, Virginia, so I'm really far away from you guys. I know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell by your accent that you were from the South.
Oh, yeah, really?
You've been working on that since you were a little girl, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. But I just need help with helping them because that's my business. That's part of my business.
Yep.
Well, no matter what, you just keep pushing because I promise you that the juice is worth the squeeze. You just keep moving forward, and before you know it, you're going to be sitting where you want to sit. There's no doubt about it. No excuses. You will certainly make it.
Yeah, and that's what my husband doesn't understand. That's what I'm wanting to do is because I'm not Ruby yet, but I will be. I'm going to be.
Amen.
One day,
that's right.
Hopefully this month, but
hey, good for you. All right.
I'm just working to get up there. I want to be at least diamond.
Heck yeah.
More than that, triple diamond. I want to be. I want to be up there. I want to be with you guys. I want to be a leader.
Awesome.
It'll happen. But no, seriously, message me and I will send you.
Now what? Tracy?
Trista. Trista. Yep.
Trista.
Marshall.
I
don't know how in the world I got
Trisha.
Trisha.
Trista.
Oh, Trisha.
Hold on, let me look on here. I swear to goodness, I even put it on my page. Join this Zoom. If you guys want to know what I love to do.
I love it.
this is it. This is what I love.
Well,
to
you
do,
send them to
enjoy
the right
thing.
place. There's no doubt about that because
One
it's,
team, one mission.
That's
That's
right.
right.
We don't care.
Hold on a minute. Let me show you. See, I don't know if you can see it on my phone. It's probably glaring. You all
We
can see
can't
it.
see it.
Glaring.
It just says, "Are you curious?" Trista Marshall with Eli Marshall.
There you go.
That's hysterical. Love
It
it.
is, because I don't know how I got it. I thought I got it off of Ashley's page, but maybe not.
That's all right. We'll take you anytime.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm going to keep everybody up late.
This is past my bedtime.
It is late. We got school tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
First day of kindergarten. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
I'll have
Hang in
fun.
there.
You come over after you take her. I'll have mimosas for
Okay.
you.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask any of us or anybody that invited you on. But we are here to answer any questions you have. And clearly, we all feel like this is a very good decision for our families. And I think that anybody that's looking for an opportunity, I mean, it just doesn't get a whole lot better than this. So
Sure doesn't.
thanks for joining
It's
us.
fun, too.
guys.
It's really fun.
Thank you guys.
Have a great night, guys.
Thank you all. Good
See
night.